Now, I don't have a case for this because this shipped in a bunch of random tofu case stuff, but we're going to quickly talk about this board. This is the Onibi. So the Onibi is interesting. The Onibi is going to be on KBD fans. It starts at around 300 and actually with the solder PCB. You can also go plateless, but we're going to pick a plate just for the sake of talking. It starts at around 356. It can get up to a little higher than that if you end up going with a hot swap PCB and maybe a fancier plate. It can get up to about $380. I don't know if this particular color is going to be available. It looks actually like it might be available, but originally this color was something I had requested for this keyboard. I think they will make this available. This is the exact same color that the limited edition Manta is going to be. So funny story with that is I requested this color because I wanted to see what this color looked like being anodized, but I think this color is going to be available. I think it's called Bronzeware. There's also going to be a dark blue, a black. Here, I'll show you guys the screen here. So we got some more stuff here. We got dark blue, anodized black, anodized red, anodized gray. I think this is a cool color, actually. I think you should totally get this one here. This one's a sick color. This is a neat one, dude. So, magenta. Is this magenta? Would you? I feel like this is a hot pink. Is this considered magenta? That's Pepto-Bismol? I don't know. Ash, this is another nice color. And then they have anodized pine green. And then silver. And then we have bronzeware, which I don't understand why it's called bronzeware. But this is, I think, the unit that we have in hand right now. So I think they're actually going with the color. I don't know if it'll be exactly like this, just to put that out there. Interesting board. Beware the Onibi for their beauty and deadly trap. And why is this font so small? 6.5 degree typing angle. We'll show off some of the design. We have a cool weight design here as well, which we'll show off. External screwless design. After 7 revisions and leveraging the advantage of the upper and lower case structure, we adopted an internal screw design. It's an angled screw design. So it's just a hidden screw. It just has angled screws. And then we have gasket mount, which is on the PCB, or top mount, which the top mount has some interesting placements for. We'll chit chat about that. And then here are the dimensions: 18.4 millimeter front height, 6.5 degree typing angle, like we mentioned. Comes with everything we mentioned, plus a carrying case and force brake tape. I didn't get the force brake tape with mine. I couldn't find it. So we'll just probably use some force brake tape here. And I think that's all the info for now. Again, I think some of these colors might be a little bit overly saturated, but we'll go through the keyboard that we have in hand. So it's really pretty. This is a gorgeous green. Absolutely gorgeous on this board. And it looks so good with the copper weight. This green is actually pretty accurate from my camera to desk. I'm looking literally and I can see them both being the same. The nice thing about this green too is it has a bit of a different vibe once the light kind of hits it. So the moment some light hits it, it kind of like pops in color a bit more. Very nice. So some other fun things about this board is it has some fun little skull logos. You can choose not to have that on the board from what I saw from the group buy page. So if you don't like this little skull logo here, you can decide not to have that. It does have like a little LED. I kind of like it, although again, when it comes to my preferences of TKLs and how they do the design in this little empty area over here, I don't like little things like this because I feel like you could go for a nicer overall design, but you know, some people enjoy that. If I were to choose this though, yeah, I think I'd pick the logo, even though it's not my first choice. I just feel like it adds some of its fun character, its fun design to the top here. What I do really like is this curve on the top. You can kind of see as I tilt the board, it's not just a straight line, which is really pretty. And then it also has a slight bit of like a pseudo cherry lip kind of thing going on here, but also has that cool like indentation coming in from the bottom. Really pretty. The side profile is no slouch either, to a degree. It's basically a box, a rectangle on sort of, not even a wedge, but like another rectangle, but it does have this really fun kind of curve here. It's not the most intricate side profile I've ever seen, but it does suit the rest of the keyboard. So it is really pretty. In fact, depending on how you look on this, it kind of has its own kind of flair. So the back of the keyboard, I love this bit of a smile it kind of has. Off-centered USB-C, it's recessed in, really like that. Pretty standard fare there though, but gorgeous. It's really pretty. The bottom, a bit more of a flat design, but the weight makes up for that. Really fun weight design, like that a lot too. Ooh, the front doesn't really have that smile thing going on, but it kind of looks like it because of how this arches inwards. Like I mentioned, it's kind of like this, its own kind of take on the cherry lip. Also, just a heads up too, when they sent me this board, they told me that this was the first try at this green. So there might be a slight ano mismatch from the top and the bottom. You can kind of see, but that's not going to be present in the final unit. They just let me know that ahead of time. All right, let's take this apart. Where's my switches? Or switches, actually. Cheese V2. Not blue cheese, regular cheese. So, these are a throwback to the OG cheeses. These are going to be designed by Keys. Well, they're designed by Keys and Cheese Studio, which is funny. They're a little different from V1s. They're an upgraded PC top, an upgraded N3 bottom, an upgraded M4 stem. 45 gram for this one here, and pre-lubed. So pretty cool. I'm excited to try these because I love the cheese V1s. And we even got the cheese. All right, let's open this thing up. I have not yet opened this up, by the way. This is my first. Oh shit, this PCB is sick. Whoa. Ooh, that is neat. It's like hollow foiled too. I don't know, can you guys spot that on my camera? It has like a holographic effect. Yo, I love that. Spin it. Nah, it doesn't work. Interesting what they did here. They kind of added little scoops, which I'm thinking will end up making the sound scatter differently. So that's interesting. I'd like to see how this performs. Again, there are little curves, like pen rails inside. Interesting design there. I really like that. No daughter board is a choice, which also means, and I did catch that as well, that the USB-C over here, I was wondering actually why, it's a little oversized to compensate, but that is a choice. Interesting plate design. So here's what I would have done different. See how it's like, it has relief cuts, but then it still doesn't matter. Like the relief cuts don't really matter that much. They could have just literally built it like this and it would have been the same effect. I think what they should have done is made this more of like a leaf spring. I don't know how this is gonna sound, so again, this is just me noticing things. But I feel like if they did want to have relief cuts, more of a leaf spring action or something where it's gonna like better dissipate some of that would have been better. I don't know exactly what this is supposed to do, but we'll see. Like, I don't understand why it's like cut here. Again, when they could have just made like a regular tab, but we'll see. So, all right, let's move this to this side and then let's take a look at the PCB. Hot swap PCB. God, this is tough to look at right now, but it is beautiful. We have tons of options. If you guys were considering this board and wanted hot swap, you can literally have it all. Step caps, regular caps, and 6.25U and 7U. And ISO. So if you guys want ISO, it is there. Now, is it installed? It is not, so you probably will have to request KBD fans to install that for you, which I think they offer that. But yeah, it has ISO on it. Cool, let's get started with this, I guess. I need to go find some stabilizers, so give me a moment. I am liking Borderlands, but it's pissing me off in certain aspects of it. I am getting like, I'm kind of struggling. I'm playing on hard mode, but I feel like I've been struggling with weapon drops. Like, I'm just not getting any. I think I'm just getting super unlucky. And when I do get weapon drops, every weapon drop I've gotten that's half decent has been a sniper rifle. And it's just not the playstyle I'm liking. But yeah, it has been tricky to get weapons. And then I will say, now that I'm this far into the game, I'm like level 38, I think. Dude, I am not loving the weapon variety effects. I'm hoping it changes as I get a little higher in levels, but I do feel like weapons aren't as varied as previous games. All right, so I'm now a little worried that this might touch the top case, but I guess we'll see. Ooh, okay, Klassiker looks good on this already. Yeah, okay. I'm sold on Klassiker on this. The double E's have been killing me. It's been killing me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. This looks eel good. Thanks, man. I think Klassiker looks insane on this, by the way. This looks really, really good. Looks stunning, right? Dude, this is nice. This green is like glowing, dude. It's such a pretty green. Let's see how this sounds with Gasket before we do any sort of like fixes or anything like that. Oh, hold on a sec. I am literally typing nothing right now. We'll do the double E test. I hear a bit of resonance. But in like a good, tasteful way. Oh my goodness. Holy. Wait, this is different. Some resonance. You can hear I think that's the plate hitting the top. Which I think that's what they said they're going to change, right? Which we can kind of emulate today. Nice. Very nice. We're just going to make some minor adjustments and just try to like do what they're going to do, which is, again, there's some machining differences they're going to make, which we can't emulate today. But the least I can try to do is try to do some of these things they're going to implement so I can get a better idea of what they're going to be doing, which is like force braking here a little bit. You can already feel it in the board. All right, let's see what this sounds like now with those small changes that KVD Fans is making anyways. So again, these are, just to clarify, these are not changes I just made up now. KVD Fans is literally implementing these. Oh, dude. That significantly changes the board, which I could already tell. Like, remember I told you guys, I can feel the top plate contacting the top frame. Oh yeah, dude, this is a lot less resonant now. I guess not resonant, rather. It was just vibrations from the plate hitting the top. This is going to be really loud in top. I almost don't think this is going to sound great with this particular switch choice in top mount, but we can try it. Very, very loud keyboard. I would still pick plastic for every build in this board. I don't think aluminum is something I'm vibing with. Believe it or not, I think the plastic plate would hit, dude. Because this already sounds really good. But I really think aluminum would be too loud. Plastic, insane. I mean, dude, this sounds really good, though. It sounds really good. Cool. Gasket I like. I like Gasket a lot. Let's switch over to top mount now. Little HJ test for you guys. Double E test. Okay, I do like the Gasket more. I do like the Gasket more. Oh, whatever. The controls and alter switch, it's okay. I do like it more in Gasket. I think, okay, realistically, I think this switch combo with top mount, especially with the aluminum, is really loud. I think immediately if we switch to plastic plate, this would be insane, even without switching switches. Just switching to a plastic plate. I do have a bias, just so everyone knows. I like plastic plate top mounts in most cases. This, I can hear the sound is there though. I almost feel like this design would benefit from non-hidden screws. Like, low key, there's not a lot going on the bottom other than this weight. I really don't see why this would not benefit from having some cool screw placements on the bottom. I would like that. I actually do think it would look better. What else do I think? The feet being these clear feet, I actually don't like. I hope they give us some options for feet color. I do think it would look like a sharper looking keyboard if it wasn't this like white clear silicone foot. So that I hope changes. I do hope they change the top. If they don't end up like, obviously this is the product you're getting. I do hope they change the screws to magnetic for the top. It's so much nicer to have that. So much more convenient. You don't have to fiddle with it as much. Everything else, like internally, I would like to see them sort of reinvent how the top mount plate works. So I don't think I have any strong opinions on anything else on the internals. Like a lot of the stuff that I probably would have said, they're going to change anyway. But yeah, nothing else I'd change. I like what they're offering. Price point's decent. I wouldn't say it's like the cheapest TKL in the world, but this is a very heavy project with quite a large chunk of copper here on the bottom. So, oh, also the PCB design is really cool. You just don't get to see it. Talk to you guys later. Love you all. Bye.